Welcome to Mediocre Gaming, and today we're playing GTA Online. Well, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. I'm Zarel. Let's get to it. Alright, so today we are showing why kids should not be playing GTA, or adults that act like kids. But before we get to that, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, smash that subscribe button, and ring that bell to be notified of all future episodes as soon as they go live. Alright, so let's get into it. So I got online, do the usual, take a spin on the wheel, see what I get some visitor tokens or chips from the casino, and just kind of relax and play the game, see what I feel like doing. Nothing serious. I go outside. I go ahead and get my weapon wheel set up for my session of play. Nothing out of the usual. And as it so happened, it was a small session. There was only maybe half a dozen people in the session, so I was like, oh, no big deal. I start going over to my vehicle, and this happens. I was like, wow. Shoot me in the back. But whatever, as long as I can get to my vehicle, I don't care. But then I see that he's sitting over there still next to the door to the casino. So if he was in trouble, he can always run in. So I was like, well, I'll have to take him out, and then I can get on my vehicle and go. And we'd be even, blah, blah, blah. And I have the entire thing that happened here. I sped it up, but it is here in its entirety, so you can see, and you don't think I'm, shading the truth or anything. So you can kind of see what's going on. The only thing that you won't be able to see is the responses that I sent to him. And we'll get to that in a minute. So I come over here. I'm like, all right, I don't know exactly what he's doing. He's kind of hiding out by the door. That's about all I know. I'll say, okay, I see him there. He's kind of looking for me. And then, pow, with the explosive bullets. And he didn't take me out, and he was like, oh. I'm like, well, it's not a good situation because I'm pretty low on health. If I get a lucky shot on him, didn't happen. So 2-0 right off the bat. I'm like, all right. I'm going to have to get medieval on him. So then I see that he's getting into the monster truck with the scoop on the front. So I'm like, no. No, this is where I draw the line. You're not going to run me over with your truck. So, unlike him using the cheap shots, he had a chance to take me out, but I took him out. So I'm like, all right, I can get to my vehicle, and I'm gonna go. I'm like, oh, police are coming. Let's get going. And then I thought, well, hold on a second. He didn't let me get away after he shot me in the back, so why don't we turn around real quick and just return the favor. I'll look for him, see if I can take him out, and if I can, then great. It'll be even up. We'll call it even. You got me twice, I got you twice, and that's all there is to say about it. All right, took him out. Police are still on me. I'm like, okay, that's good enough. I'm not going to stick around. I'll just go. I saw someone else go off the radar, so I didn't want to assume that that person was, a friend of the other guy or not. They might have just been doing a run and they didn't want to get seen or followed, whatever. So I was like, oh, okay, I'll just go into my arcade and see where it goes from there. Well, then I get the first message. I'm like, hold on, what did that say? You're playing a dangerous hand, he says. And so I'm like, what? And I sent a reply, which obviously you don't see here, but something to the effect of, says the nub that shot me in the back. You know, why would you shoot someone in the back unless you're looking for trouble? I mean, I don't understand the logic, which is why I assumed that whoever this player was is in the, 6 to 10 years old range, although they could be much older. So then he sent the reply, which you could see 3 times, 3x. So I said, okay, buddy, whatever. And I didn't even really know what he was trying to say there, but whatever. I took my drone out, try and see what he was doing, where he was at, if he was pursuing me or not. I assumed he was, couldn't find him on the map. So I got out and I said, oh, Ghost Organization. Okay, he's still in the session. He's still trying to cause trouble. So I know that there's a 3-minute timer on Ghost Organization. So I just kind of piddle around in the arcade and, kind of look around, see what's up, and wait for that 3 minutes to expire so I can see where he's at. Because I had a sneaking suspicion that he was, right outside, just around the corner or whatever, someplace where I couldn't really see him, at least not right away. I said, okay, it's been about 3 minutes. Let's see where he's at. Look at the map. Sure enough, looks like he is on top of the building. So I would come out. He would, shoot a rock at me, or maybe he put a proximity mine on my vehicle, whatever. I'm like, I'm not playing your game. I'm going to trade buildings and see if you follow. So I put a GPS marker on there and then get into the Night Shark. Night Shark, as you know, has one of the heaviest armor plating on any vehicle. It can get hit by quite a few rockets without blowing up. So without knowing exactly what he's doing or what he has, I take it out and go. I put him on highlight, so I could see him on the map and he would be flashing, so it would draw my eye to it. I didn't see him get on a vehicle. I'm like, okay. Maybe he's not following. Maybe, although highly doubtful, it was just a coincidence. So, make my way over to the agency building, and since he wasn't in hot pursuit, I went ahead and hopped out of the car and went into the agency. So I went back inside, or went into the agency building. Once I was inside, I decided to go ahead and send him a reply. So he said, 3x, which I said, okay, whatever, weird. And I said something to the effect of, were you waiting for me like a little noob? Something to that effect. Why were you waiting for me? Were you waiting for me? And I sent that off. Obviously, like I said, the logic either wasn't there, or it was completely lacking, or totally lacking, or partially lacking. So I assumed that this player, whoever he or she was, was in the 6 to 10 years old range, or someone much older that was acting that age. So I said, hey, you know what? I'm going to put a bounty on your head so that you're not going to have to look out just for me. You're going to have to look out for other players within the session, and regardless of whether anything else happens. And he said, yep, I was waiting for you. Regardless of anything else, either I was going to have to take him out because he was going to keep pursuing, or someone else would take him out. I noticed that he was in a building. I didn't look to see what building. And I said, well, maybe I can start something up. And then, you know, maybe he's going to stay in his apartment or wherever he happens to be, and I won't have to worry about it. Or he's going to move more cautiously because he has that bounty. And like I said, it wasn't a large public session. It was relatively small. So one of those other players could be coming after him. So maybe wouldn't have to worry about it. So I went over to the area, set the helicopter down. It was a little bit of a rough landing, but I went ahead and said, whew, that was close. And then this happened. Obliterated with the orbital cannon. I was like, wow, dude. You just had to pull out the orbital cannon. You know, like, I wouldn't have one as well. But then when I came back, said, oh, your vehicle was destroyed. Oh, and he left. So the tally was, he shot me in the back, he got me with the orbital cannon, and he got me with explosive bullets, versus me shooting him in the face with a sniper rifle and shooting at him with an RPG, basically in the face. And that's it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Be sure to check us out on social media, and thank you for liking, commenting, and subscribing, and we'll see you next time.